It's nice meeting you, John.
My pleasure.
Okay. I hear you have a new book coming out.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It's about how I was severely injured on the flight deck of the aircraft carrier USS Forrestal.
Okay.
When one night, right after the sun went down, I was told, and only whatever I know about this is simply because of what Wesley told me about it, because he was there at the time. There is always what they call a landing signal officer on the fantail. That's the back of the ship.
Okay.
That works a red light, green light. Red light, don't land. Green light, land. That's what the pilot sees when they take. All they do is we have what they call launch and recoveries. We launch all our jets. They fly in circles, bomb, whatever they got to do, and they come and we recover them. And the sun had just gone down from what Wesley had told me, so it was just becoming dark. The landing signal officer was not at his post and must have left it on green light go. The pilot coming in was flying an A7 Corsair, which is super, like they're antiques. They shouldn't even be flying them anymore, I'm sure. But they were used as training, for them. What each pilot needed to do, they needed to have so many launch and recoveries, takeoffs and landings, for them to qualify to be a pilot, on an aircraft carrier and stuff.
Now, would you, at this point in your life, that was 40 years ago, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, how would you feel meeting the pilot that caused this traumatic injury?
I've always wanted to meet him, just to see what he had to say, just to see what would come out of his mouth. So will that ever happen? I don't know.
Do you think your book, perhaps he'll read your book and really internalize the emotion and the pain that you've gone through all these years and come out of the woodworks?
I don't think that's going to happen. I think someone's just going to read it and say, wow, I know who that was. Or someone's going to come out of the woodwork and say, hey, I know that person.
But in the event he does, are you prepared to handle that?
I would have to say yes, I guess, because I think myself personally I can handle just about anything. What would I say to him? Whys, I guess, why? But I don't know, just to hear what his explanation was. I know why he didn't come to the hospital and see us or anything. Why no one came to the hospital, because they were still out at sea.
Oh, okay.
And what Wesley said is the next day, they had their little service or whatever they had, and they said, hey, we're flying again, because this is what we do. We're in the military. I mean, what if we were at war? War can't stop. I mean,
People don't stop their jobs.
people
But I think your story is so compelling that if he is alive and he reads your book, I'm sure he'll contact you by email or through some.
I would like to think that. First of all, because I just reading the book alone, when I used to go online and do it with Wesley, I was so caught up in the book that I actually, when we finished it and stuff, I got a little depressed.
Wow.
Because I was so used to
You relived.
Well, it felt good reading about it. It brought it to life. And now it's even worse because we're just waiting for the book to be published.
Now, once the book is published, how do you feel about a movie? Have you considered that?
I actually spoke to Wesley about that, yes. But could it happen? I don't know.
Who would you want to star and be you? If you had anyone that's out there now. Come on.
I don't know.
Favorite war movies? Who would you? Just give us a
Brad
name.
Pitt's my favorite.
I was thinking of the same person.
But I don't think that's good. I mean, that's
It could happen.
I just want to get out there, get this out there, and I have a feeling it's from what I've seen online, anybody's comments are like, yeah, let's go, let's do this, and everyone wishing me good luck and stuff, and, you know, I think it's just,
And I think this is the beginning of your life. I think this is gonna bring about all the sadness and the trauma. It's gonna change your life. This book is gonna.
well, I'm hoping
Open a
so,
lot of
I'm
doors
glad my
for you.
mom's still alive, she can experience this also. I'm just a little heartbroken that my dad's not here anymore.
Oh, okay.
So my dad and I was the only son, I was the baby of the family.